Hi guys, welcome back to the Tech Diary, where I take forever to get to the point. Although today, straight to the point, I want to talk about YouTube, the Mac Mini, and something I've never admitted before on this channel or the main channel. In fact, we'll start there. Rather than trying to make you wait until the end to hear that, let's just get straight into it. I think it was about 2 years ago, I was sat here at this desk, not this desk, but at a desk here, talking to this camera in front of me about the M1 Mac Mini. And it was a video that I'd planned for about a couple of weeks or so. I'd written it, I'd basically got everything ready in my head to start talking about. And I sat here and did this whole kind of A-roll to camera thing. I got halfway through the plan, the outline for the video, and I realised that I'd made it before. I had this horrible, sickening realisation that I'd made the exact same video before. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're going to be asking me, which video is it? I genuinely can't remember. I've made over 1,000 videos on the main channel. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but it was something to do with the M1 Mac Mini. It was one of those kind of, 5 things I like about it and 5 things I don't like about it. It was one of those. But I genuinely got halfway through it and thought, oh no, I've done this before. So I finished it and published it anyway, because it wasn't exactly the same. I was wearing different clothes and what else? I probably said some different things as well, but it was pretty much the same video. But because we had to get that video out in time for a sponsor or something and whatever, I just thought, okay, I've done this. I'm ready for the backlash. Let's publish it. So published it, and no one noticed. No one. There wasn't a single comment that said, haven't we seen this before? And ironically, I've had that before. I've had people comment on my videos saying, we've seen this one before, and you haven't. It's been a completely new video, new topic, new product, and people think they've seen it before. Really weird. But this was genuinely pretty much a duplicate video, and it did really well. I remember it doing really well, but probably being like a 1 out of 10, which is a good thing in YouTube Studio. Loads of comments, the usual trolls and things, but none of even the trolls, even those guys weren't saying we've seen this before. They were just doing their normal troll stuff, really weird. So, but like I say, it went gangbusters, as they say. It flew off the charts, it popped off, etc. I can guarantee that, around that same sort of time, I'd have made other videos about other products that weren't Apple related, that definitely weren't duplicate video, accidental duplicate videos, that won't have performed anywhere near as well as that M1 Mac Mini video. The reason I'm telling you this is because last week, or this week rather, we published a video on the main channel about the M4 Mac Mini, this one, the M4 Pro version, and it was titled, what was it? I've made a mistake. It was one of those. I've made a mistake, and it was the premise of it was basically, I have made a mistake in buying the M4 Pro version. I should have bought the M4, the base model version, but it's still an amazing thing. It's still the best thing that Apple has ever made, etc., etc. That was the narrative. Haven't made that one before. That is definitely a brand new video. But there were a few comments from people saying, not loads, but 2 or 3 comments saying, are you running out of ideas? Is this all you've got? Is there no news, etc. Now this video is a 1 out of 10, and that is a good thing. So in YouTube Studio, if you weren't aware, basically, in YouTube Studio, again, if you're not familiar with this, is basically the tool that you have as a YouTuber to see how your videos are doing in terms of analytics, and you manage all your comments and stuff in there, you upload stuff into it, all that stuff. And it has a league table. So of the last 10 videos you've published, you can see which one is doing the best. So as soon as you publish a video, well, 30 minutes after you've published it, basically, you get a 1 out of 10 score, which basically says this video out of the last 10 videos is performing this well. And if it's a 1 out of 10, that's the best. If it's a 10 out of 10, that's horrendous, and you just want to give up YouTube and go and do something else. This video about the M4 Mac Mini is a 1 out of 10, and it's a screaming 1 out of 10. It's absolutely flying off the charts. Loads of comments, loads of views. I think within just under 24 hours, it had done 35,000 views, which is a lot for my channel. So it really performing well. So to all those people that were saying, have you run out of ideas? Have you made this before, etc. No, but I will follow what YouTube tells me to do. And this is why I want to talk about YouTube and the M4 Mac Mini, because it's really frustrating. Trust me, I don't want to keep making videos about the same product again and again and again and again. And I think comparatively with some of the channels, and I'm not picking fault with them at all because it's their decision and none of this stuff is easy, compared to some channels, I think my channel doesn't do that too much. You know, I do revisit things like this and the iPhone and Samsung phones and stuff occasionally, but I don't do it every single week like some people do. Again, that's their choice. I'm not kind of, it's not disparaging. That's entirely up to them. I can't do that because I'd go mad. It would just be doing the same stuff again and again. The challenge with that is that YouTube kind of tempts you to do that because it rewards that kind of consistency. So it rewards consistency in terms of publishing, you know, the kind of cadence that you do it, but also it rewards doing the same thing again and again and again. So again, to all the people that say, why are you making another video about the M4 Mac Mini? I'm doing it because they perform unbelievably and they build the audience. I get all that interaction, all the engagement, all the views. The channel looks better as a result. You would do it, trust me. If you're one of those people who's saying to me, why are you doing this again? Boring. Trust me, if you were in this position, you would be doing exactly the same thing, particularly if you're running a business like I am. But I can't just do that. I have to mix those videos with other things, which is why, for instance, where are they? Hang on. Which is, for instance, why I think probably the weekend after this video goes live, so the Saturday or Sunday, hopefully, on my main channel, we've got a review of the Sony Alt Field 5 and Field 3 Bluetooth speakers, which are really interesting. They're not Macs, you know, they're not made by Apple. They're speakers, they're big and heavy and loud and got flashing lights and all that sort of stuff, and they're really interesting. However, I know, intuition, I've been doing this for 5 years now, tells me that the video about these will not do anywhere near as well. I might be wrong, but anywhere near as well as the video on the M4 Mac Mini. And the M4 Mac Mini video is just, it's a regurgitation of a previous topic. It's me talking about my slight regret in terms of speccing it up incorrectly and spending too much money on it. This is a brand new review of a brand new product from Sony, but it won't perform as well. And that is so frustrating. It won't stop me making videos about other things because, like I say, if I didn't do that, I would go mad. I'd go so crazy. But it's really annoying. But I wanted to paint that picture today because we YouTubers do get a lot of stick for this and, you know, doing the same thing again and using clickbait and all that sort of stuff. But my response to the people that say that is always, you would do the same thing. In my position, you absolutely would. It's impossible not to ignore the numbers. The numbers do not lie, and repetition works on YouTube. The other thing that I find fascinating about this entire thing is that the fascination in this. Now, this is the best thing, I think, that Apple has ever done. I think Apple has never achieved anything quite like the M4 Mac Mini before. I explain why that's the case in that video. We'll put a link to that video at the end of this one so you can go and watch it if you haven't seen it already. But it is the best thing they've done, but equally, there's only so much ironically, given what I've been talking about, there's only so much I can say about it. It's really good. It's small, it's silent, it's got loads of power, it's got front-facing ports, the power button is there. What else do you want? You know, it hasn't got an SD card slot. It opens the doors to Mac OS for so many more people. You don't need to get anything really apart from the base model with a bit of extra storage and memory. What more can I say about it? Yeah, I'll still make 5, 6 videos about it. And equally, people will still comment. I love this. I love people for this, but they will comment. Go and look at the comments on that video after you've watched this one. Some of them are absolutely huge, humongous, and a lot of them are from people that I recognise. I recognise the usernames. They tend to come into these videos whenever I publish them about the same product, and they just get this huge kind of. They're almost like blog posts. You know, you're talking 5 or 6 paragraphs of stuff, which I'll be honest, I don't really have time to read. I don't know who does, but they seem to enjoy writing it. And thank you, if that's you, thank you. It makes a massive difference to those videos, and it's lovely to get that input and have other people who watch the video have the chance to read those comments. comments, but it happens without fail every time, to the point where I just think, surely everyone has watched all the videos they need to watch on the M4 Mac Mini now, and surely they've said everything that they need to say. Clearly not. These products, I don't know what it is about the Mac and about the Mac Mini. It seems to draw out this completely tireless audience of people who want to keep watching stuff about it. Again, not complaining, this is how I've built this business, but it absolutely fascinates me. I'd love to know what you think, obviously in the comments, because you may have watched that video. You may be one of those people who watches all of the Mac Mini videos that I make and that Patrick Rambles makes and that everyone else makes. I'd love to know what motivates you about it. Do you just find it a fascinating product? It may just be as simple as that. You know, are you a massive Uber kind of Apple fan that means that you have to watch, you feel like you want to watch this stuff and you love it? I don't know. It's just, like I say, fascinating. So yeah, that was my big revelation. Not massive, to be honest, but I have completely unintentionally made the same video twice on my main YouTube channel. Now, if you can have a bit of fun. Is it fun? It's probably not fun. If you're really bored and you've run out of things to look at on the internet, maybe go back to that channel and have a look through and see if you can work out which one it is. And if you've worked it out, let me know in the comments. I genuinely can't remember. I think, fairly sure, it was 5 things I love about the M1 Mac Mini, something like that. If you find it, if you work it out, let me know. I'd love to hear which one it is. Anyway, guys, thank you as always for watching this channel. We love making these videos. I know they're not for everyone. I know I kind of waffle on a bit, and there's no script. There's nothing in front of me. Normally, there's an iPad here with my notes on it. I don't have that. The only thing I have for these videos is a title. Start with a title and that's it. Some of you love it, some of you don't love it, but that's fine. But if you do love it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like I always say on the main channel, lots of people have no idea they're not subscribed because I appear in their feed, and so they just watch the videos, which is lovely. But to help the channel, we just need that button clicking. So if you could do that for me, that would make a massive difference, and also give it a thumbs up. That helps as well. And with that, guys, I will bid you farewell, and go and make a video that's not about the M4 Mac Mini. Cheers.